Welcome back, everybody, to EsportsNext. I am Mark Almanzor with the Esports Trade Association, and joining me today is Gina Johnson from iGame USA. So, first of all, thank you for joining us today, Gina.
Thank you for inviting me. I really appreciate it.
Of course. Tell us a little bit about iGame USA.
iGame USA is an organization I started with two friends of mine and mentors, Stephanie Arola and John Goodell. The goal is to combat bullying using a special video game curriculum kit, but we've also been dabbing in other program ideas, such as getting an esports team together that is made up of different people. So instead of a regular team, we would do 5 or 6 1v1 tournaments, and each person would identify with the tournament. If they win that tournament, then they get a spot on the team. Groups that we'll be having for each tournament include tournament for males, tournament for females, tournament for LGBTQ, tournament for veterans, tournament for people with disabilities. And the eventual goal is to put all of those winners of those single tournaments into a team. And then if that would happen for every state in the 50 states, including Puerto Rico and the other islands. So we would like to put those people together, and the teams that win are the ones who work together. Teams that don't, obviously don't coexist. The whole idea is to unite even if we don't agree with each other, and not everyone has friends nor has the skill. So our esports situation will allow people to bring their own accessibility controllers. If you have a controller that you need, or a device that you need, or a program that you use, as long as it's not cheating, we could probably adapt to. The other programs that we're working on include a place to hang out for Idaho. There's 250,000 gamers in Idaho, and only about 1 million residents, but only a few places for you to hang out. So everyone usually hangs out online, and iGame USA was created mainly for Idaho, with the support that eventually it would come to the nation.
Awesome. Yeah, there's so many things to take away from that. And first of all, I love you've structured a tournament that is basically the tournament of ultimate inclusion. So
We haven't seen anything on the market. There's been lots of attempts, but there really hasn't been inclusion based off no friends. I mean, the last friends that I made before I came to the conference today was people I met in high school, and that was 12 years ago. So what happens when you're in that bucket?
Yeah.
Do you make friends at work when you don't really have fun at work, or they're not gaming like you are, or are you even allowed to talk about gaming? So this is a way for anyone to be able to play, anyone to be on a pro team, but at the same time, it's not pro enough where you have to have the strict rules. Very few leagues are willing to offer that, and then if they do, you have to bring your own team.
right.
So.
It's awesome. And you said you started this primarily for the Idaho population. So is that really true? 1 million residents, 250, 1 in 4
1 in 4 are gamers.
gamers.
Yes, we actually had estimates, and we found out that we have about a $1.7 billion economy based off gamer spending. So 1 in 4 is definitely within the ranges we were expecting. And it sounds crazy, but the reason Idaho gamers are not public is because there's no place to be public. Our internet sucks. I mean, really sucks. If you live in one of the bigger cities, or maybe a smaller city, or like Reno, or Salt Lake City, or Portland, you guys are lucky. I mean, you're really lucky. Most houses here in Idaho are 25 megabytes, and I say that with an MB megabytes. Most people get dial-up sometimes. Very few of us even have fiber. Reason is gamers aren't really accepted here in our community. I did iGames so that I can feel accepted, but I also have to advocate for those who can't even do basic things. We don't have internet cafes. We have a space bar. And Boise State University has won so many championships in esports that very few people realize just how important that is for our community. The legislature has restricted a lot of funding for so many things that the Boise State University staff can't really navigate and partner with people unless they get really good permission. They're fighting these rules all the time. Now, I'm not a student or an employee of Boise State, But I'm trying to advocate for them behind the scenes because if someone else doesn't do it, someone's got to, you know.
Right.
And I want to provide a space. I want to stream. I want my internet to be better. And I have had so many people come to me, even like chiropractor, my physical therapist, all of them ask me to fix their internet. And it's like, you know, they're asking me to do that instead of hiring a team. There's something really wrong with the system.
Right.
And Idaho happens to have the worst education rates and the highest suicide attempt rates for teenagers in school. It hasn't gotten better, it hasn't gotten easier, and it won't until someone does something about it. But in Idaho, we like to play well to stay well. Except that only works
Yeah,
if it's online.
let's zoom in a bit on the shirt.
So,
That's right. Play well, stay well.
yeah. Gaming saved my life from mental health and attempted suicide. And if it wasn't for Halo, Xbox, and eventually the other consoles, I wouldn't be here today. But it takes a support system, and if games help keep people alive, they should be allowed to be accepted in the world. The hope is that with iGame, we bring more attention to the basic needs, not just the general needs and wants, but the basic needs. You know, internet, yeah, is a big issue everywhere, but in Idaho, we're so close to places that we should be able to get assistance, right? Data centers should be able to be built, right? Well, Microsoft and Google and everyone else has been asked to come, but no one's building anything for residential use. All of it is for commercial. Nothing to help with the residential problem. If we had fiber installed, that would create costs like crazy. So iGame is hoping that if we create social community centers and a social hub online that encourages in-person meetings, and you can't just encourage it, you got to have an actual place.
Right.
So if you can't travel, in Idaho, it's actually cheaper to fly to Idaho and then go back to your other state than it is to fly out and come back. Our income differences are so different too. Most of our people are in poverty. Yeah, some of the wages have been better, but the higher costs have come because people have moved here. So we work on an average of a minimum wage of $7.25 an hour, where the average minimum wage could be $15 an hour. The expenses for housing went from $800 for a three bedroom, two bath to nearly $2,200 for a 3 bedroom, two bath in over 3 years. It's not a friendly environment. That's not to say Idaho has some good things. Without Idaho, there would not be video games. Very few people know that the inventor of television, he actually got the idea why he was farming in Idaho in 1914. So you wouldn't have a TV or a desktop or a computer or a tablet or even your Switch without Idaho. Yeah, maybe down the line it would have still happened, not in the same time frame.
Right.
And at the same time, Idaho also became the very first spot for the TV broadcasting. So the very first video and audio broadcasting for television occurred in Idaho. And Idaho also happens to be the birthplace of Walt Disney's wife, who is responsible for nearly almost every decision when it comes to Disney World, Disneyland, and most of the acquisitions later on. So we have a huge commitment and contribution. We didn't just have the architect of the Mount Rushmore area. You know, we had true dedication to people, you know, to technology, and the best thing we're getting is, hey, everyone's enjoying it, but why not us?
So your hope then is with iGame and gaming in general, right, is to, number one, advocate for your local gamers, and two, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm just trying to extrapolate, like really kind of trigger an economic response, because there's demand.
There's demand everywhere.
Right.
But if a place like Idaho contributed so much, why can't there be demand here?
Right.
And if no one's actively involved, there needs to be. Idaho is a different state. We are a gem state. We're also the fun of a lot of great memes and language that, all the stuff you guys hear about Idaho, it's either BSU football wins or a political crap. It's not usually a fun topic, but Idaho is worth fighting for, is worth having entertainment for, and My role, iGame USA, isn't just the name of iGame USA. Our secondary title is an RPG World Court because each person has a role in life. You only get one life, and in role playing games, it's like Dark Souls. You get one life on permadeath. Once it happens, you're dead. You're gone. You know, life is just one big role playing game. So, Idaho hopes to be something. Someone's got to be the role advocate for them.
Yeah, yeah. So you've got, well, life then in that view is a role playing game in hardcore mode, right? Like for me, I'm a nonprofit, a fundraising consultant. So I often market myself as the NPC in the game. I'm not in your quest, but I will help you, achieve your goal. But I love that kind of metaphor that you use because, especially in this industry, I think gamifying it is not a bad thing. I think it helps to, solidify our identity, as gamers and as people just who love games in general. So I think that's a wonderful way to put it. Um, with that, I know you have participated in a few games in this conference.
Yep.
The Mario Kart tournament. Tell us how that went.
Well, let me put it this way. I was really rusty. I misplaced my Switch, so I haven't played in a while. And it showed. But hey, I got third place, so I'll take it.
Look, if you're taking third place, rusty, we can only imagine how well she would have done when she's warmed up and she's got her equipment ready.
Well, I can tell you one thing. Not many people realize that my gamer tag in PlayStation and Xbox is Idaho Gamer Girl. And a lot of people have assumed that I can't do a lot of things, but I've had so many friends on Call of Duty, Xbox, Apex, Halo, everything, pretty much anything, Battlefield. I've had so many people ask me to hold their team together because I can get 30 or 40 kills and only about 10 deaths. So, I'm really good at what I can do. And yeah, as you said, if I'm rusty at third, what can I do on first?
Right on.
So I may not be good all the time, but I can definitely hold my own. And I'm actually highest level right now on all the different seasons. So, you can definitely see me on the battlefield kicking ass and not taking names, so I'll be sure to be delivering some. Sure.
So wait, are you a content creator as well on any
Like
platform?
to, but
Okay.
I really want to be able to just. I want to give people a whole new look at things and not have people judge people for who they are.
Nice.
You don't. People look at me and they think I act normal and fine. I have this great personality. Underneath, I have 45 medical conditions. Been through 25 surgeries. I look like I'm a teenager. I'm 31 years old. And that's a curse in a way because all the stuff that's happened to me is inside, not on the exterior. So if I'm going to advocate for people with disabilities, I need to be able to be comfortable in my own skin. If I can do it in a way where people don't think I'm disabled, I've already achieved one thing. I got their attention. Now I just got to convince them not to judge me for who I am on the inside. And here at this event, oh man, it's so nice to finally be back in an event like this.
Yeah.
I tell you, COVID ruined a lot of stuff, and I'm happy to be back in my own world again. So
That's awesome. Thank you for being a part of it. When I think of community, I think this is what it is, right? We're all here for each other, helping each other, and even though we just met, I feel like your message really resonates with me. It's really compelling, and I hope for the viewers out there, it resonates for you all as well. Because I think, wherever you're from, you should feel comfortable in who you are, what you do, what you play, and I think you really bring an awesome message, Gina.
a lot of people, all that I suggest for people to get their message through and their love for games is two things. Say thank you for your hard work to everyone that you meet, whether it's the janitor, the train person, your landlord, your cashier, whoever it is. Thank you for their hard work. Saying it to people gets their attention. You'd be surprised how many people have actually cried in front of me saying I was going to commit suicide that day. And if it wasn't for you saying it, I wouldn't be here. It's that general kindness. I come from Idaho, a place where it's a neighborly, nice thing to do. But we're starting to lose that identity. So the second thing I recommend is wear who you are, be who you are. Your work may not allow you to work in your clothing that you want, but when you're out and about, if you're a gamer and you want to wear clothes that say you're a gamer, don't be afraid. You'd be surprised how many conversations can be generated just by wearing your favorite gaming t-shirt. Now, t-shirts, yeah, are expensive, but they're getting a whole lot cheaper now. And if you can find a franchise that you love, wear it. You'd be surprised how many people come up to me and say, "Hey, I like that shirt." And that starts something. And then they started wearing shirts themselves because they convinced their HR team it made everyone feel like they were having a good time. What better way to work if that's just one small change?
Right on. Right on. I love that. Well, Gina, thank you so much. I think you brought a lot of great positivity and energy today. And congrats again on third place.
Thank you.
I know you'll rock it next year.
Oh, I'll definitely be here. I gotta find a way to pay for it, but I'll be here. So hopefully, maybe in the future, your viewers who watch, they'll be able to see the event held in Idaho and get a good idea of what I'm trying to advocate for. But thank you for everyone, and thank you very much for having me today.
No problem. So, where can viewers find more about you online?
So iGame USA is just spelled like an iPhone. So IGAME USA. You can zoom in a little bit, maybe.
I gotcha. Well, that's as far as it goes.
A little bit. Well,
Yeah.
hey, we're going to be on the list. I will be making sure that we get on the website of the esports conference. We are a member on the Esports Trade Association. If you can't get a membership, just look for us, and it will be not that hard. If you are an Idahoan or someone who wants to move to Idaho or someone who just wants to support gamers in Idaho, I encourage you to check out upgradeIdaho.com, Idaho spelled out. So.